ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to those Two Geeks. This is Alex. My name's Joe, and got a little bit of pep in my step. So I've been kind of on my feet all day, and you'd think I'd be drained, but I got rejuvenated by the end of the day, and figured Alex and I wanted to come on here and yak it up a little bit. There's a lot of stuff to talk about, as always lately. We've been blessed with content constantly, but I figured the first thing we would do, Alex, is you just got back from a hockey game. I was at a hockey game last night, so that's pretty funny that we had that going down.
We didn't actually know we were going to it until probably about an hour or two before we actually went. Someone gave us tickets. They're a season ticket holder.
Oh, nice.
And they couldn't make a game, and like, hey, do you want them? And we said, yeah, sure. I said, great. So the game happened for like a month or two ago. Just go to the box office and change it for today's, or whatever game you're going to go see.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we went. The team won 4-2, which was apparently rare because they haven't been winning much lately, and I find it amusing because they actually played really well. So either they just happened to do well when we were there, which is nice, because the last time we saw them, they played really well, but their scorers just couldn't do anything. Like every shot was being saved by the goalie. They had no puck luck. And same this game, honestly, they got a couple in, but there was just no, it would go across the crease all the time. The guy was just short. So yeah, I don't know. I said to my wife, I was like, they're either going to win this or they're not going to score again, and the other team are going to eke their way back in. And they came back in. But yeah, anyway, good game. The one you saw yesterday was good too.
It was good, but we all watched SmackDown. It was so bad. No one cared. And we're in the box seats where the owner is and everything. And like my cousin's having a get together. And it was like me, my buddy Danelle, and then our friend Chris Sanders, who's well known, who's a paranormal investigator, who just turned pro wrestler. And Hilarious. He just started training with Limitless Wrestling about a couple months ago.
Nice.
And so we're all just on this WrestleMania high, and we're supposed to be watching the game, and all of a sudden we saw the TV behind us, and we're like, can somebody turn on SmackDown? And the owner was like, sure, if you guys like that thing. We're like, yeah. So we glued to the TV watching SmackDown. It was so funny.
That's funny.
It was because, God, SmackDown's electric right now, especially, they had the Rock come out at the end.
It's funny. I still am not watching it.
I know.
But I'll catch up on the recaps. But that actually brings an interesting point. So, wrestlers, listeners might be wondering, we had been talking about doing an Elimination Chamber preview, whatever, that we have been doing. Well, so Elimination Chamber comes out or happens at 5 a.m. So by the time we actually wake up to record, it may as well just be an Elimination Chamber review.
Right, it might be Elimination Chamber review, and I'm all right with that too.
Yeah. So
if Matthew wants to meet on Friday, we can do it. We can squeeze it in. I'm cool with that as well.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. So anyway, we'll more to come on that. But so don't be surprised.
Yeah, we're going to shelve the wrestling talk. We've kind of drowned this channel in wrestling talk
a little bit.
Month or so. So
yeah. So
let's get back to
what happened with that.
Well, besides the awful, the loss of the Super Bowl, the game was fantastic. But besides the awful loss, the commercials were the highlights this year. Man, were the commercials
I get the Canadian feed, and they were garbage.
The commercials?
Yeah, bear in mind,
we get the Arnold State Farm commercial?
Nope.
Oh, my God.
Oh, we got a bunch of local shit, right? So I still haven't actually looked them up on YouTube because I don't really care enough
Arnold
about
Schwarzenegger State Farm commercial was hysterical.
Okay. See, this is what I usually wait for, is I wait for people to tell me which ones to go and watch after.
And then you must watch the Dunkin' Donuts Ben Affleck J-Lo commercial.
I heard about that one.
Oh, my God. It's Matt Damon, Tom Brady, Ben Affleck doing a boy band where they're the Dung Kings, and they break in the J-Lo studio, and it's just freaking hysterical. It's ultra Boston in the best and worst possible ways. It was my favorite commercial of the night, for sure. It was the 4-minute version that's on Twitter. I will send you the DM to it.
Yeah,
I will call it cinema. It's so good.
Send me the link for
But
sure.
speaking of actual cinema, Deadpool 3
Ooh,
had the trailer, and
nice
I was
segue.
not underwhelmed at all. I liked it.
I actually, funny story. I watched it on mute for whatever reason.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Doesn't really matter why. Why did I watch it on mute? It doesn't matter. Anyway, so I still really enjoyed it. It's the only trailer I'm going to watch, realistically.
Yeah, I think it's the
I
only one you need. I have a
like
few theories on it. They leaned heavy into the TVA.
they did.
The
Yep,
TVA
they
is the
definitely
reason.
did, and
They
I'm
definitely
fine
didn't.
with that.
Totally right. Deadpool didn't lose his edge whatsoever. They started out the commercial with a pegging joke, where he's like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa! Pegging's not new to me, friendo, but it is to Fox. I mean, but it is to Disney." Like, so they leaned into the adult shit, and I was like, "Okay, that's the way to go."
Hmm.
But there's a couple of theories I have.
Okay.
One, the bald person is not Charles Xavier; it's Cassandra Nova that you're seeing from behind when they do like that opening ominous villain entrance from like the plane or whatever it is, and
Yeah.
everything's laid out before them. It's Cassandra Nova. I think for sure it's Cassandra Nova.
Yeah.
Two,
That would make sense because I've seen that theory as well.
yeah, two when he sees Patch and Madripoor from behind in the
Mhm.
tux. Gambit's across the table from him, I believe, because everyone's speculating because it's a guy in a jacket dealing cards.
Yeah.
It's supposedly Channing Tatum who's going to be Gambit, as you know he was supposed to be for years and years and
Hmm.
years and years. So they finally filmed it. I don't think that's Hugh Jackman though in front of him. I think it's Daniel Radcliffe as Patch
Oh, I like that.
because you're dealing with the TVA. Why wouldn't you get a bunch of variants?
Right? You could have a bunch of variants, and then you can
Yeah,
spin off the future franchise from there. So it wouldn't.
exactly.
I I wouldn't be surprised if they had the next Wolverine in this movie.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah,
say,
exactly. Just to
right?
test the water and see, like, hey, are
Exactly.
people going to react to him the way we want them to?
And if not,
And
well, whatever, we can do someone else.
we can do something else. Because Hugh Jackman is Hugh Jackman at the end where Deadpool's laying down and he's like, hey, man, how are you doing? He's like, whoa, 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 no, I can get up. You know, that's the iconic Wolverine's jamming the claws into him and lifting him up over the air like that comic book cover where
Mm-hmm.
Wolverine's steering Deadpool. So you know it's
Yep.
that. But I don't think Patch and Madripoor is Hugh Jackman. I think it's a variant. Now, it might not be Daniel Radcliffe, but it's definitely a variant of Wolverine.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be Hugh Jackman or to
Right.
be right. Like, it could be someone else. So I wouldn't be surprised by that too either.
And I think you're going to get Colossus back in the movie, or even maybe Vinnie Jones's Juggernaut, only because there's a part where in the trailer Deadpool gets like clear knocked through like some type of wall
Mm-hmm.
or something. That ain't Wolverine. So whoever
Gotcha.
chucked him through there. And did you
It's
notice
gonna
the
be big.
20th? Yeah, did you ever notice the 20th Century Fox logo destroyed too? And he lands on it.
No, I didn't.
Deadpool bangs
Interesting.
into the 20th Century Fox logo in the desert.
Interesting.
But also, remember if you've watched Loki, have you watched Loki season 2?
Yep.
Okay. Do you remember the place where everything goes outside of the Oh, maybe it was Loki season 1, where like things get when they get pruned by the TVA,
I do. Yeah.
the objects end up in this weird like limbo type place.
Yep.
I think that's where most of the movie takes place. I think Wolverine and Deadpool are in that limbo. I think they end up getting pruned or something, and they end up there, and I don't know. They fight their way back or whatever. I mean, the whole thing is basically they might as well have called it Deadpool kills the Fox universe. That's really what
Basically.
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Basically.
and we knew that long time going in. I've heard some rumblings and grumblings that people don't like it because people are mad that like basically it oh, it's like I heard David displays model behavior, who I really respect his opinion quite a bit.
Mhm.
But he's like, I don't like the idea of Deadpool being integrated into the universe, pulling back the curtain this much because it makes it seem like the Marvel MCU means nothing. It's like a joke. I don't agree with that at all.
I
It's a POV
understand it.
look that you're getting.
Yeah, I understand the point. Here is a statement, and I'm
Mhm.
gonna hold out on to see how it will go. But ultimately, at the end of the day, you go into Deadpool expecting something
Fourth wall
like
breaking.
this. Exactly. So it's I'm going into this movie with every expectation that it's going to be, like you said, a fourth wall breaking movie. I'm probably going to enjoy it because Hugh Jackman's in it.
Going to be good.
Like,
I know it's going to be good.
I don't need anything more than that. And in my mind, it's probably going to end up being like, yes, it will tie into the Marvel universe, and it might, the MCU, and it might add elements to it. But ultimately, I'm looking at it as a like a standalone film that just plays with the sandbox. It doesn't mean it has to be in, you know, an integral support to the sandbox.
No.
It's just something that, hey, we're doing this. We're going to play with it. It may or may not be serious. It may or may not introduce mutants and confirm things and yada yada yada.
Right.
But ultimately, it's fun, right? Like,
I think it's going to be a blast. I think it's going to be far better than Deadpool 2, which I liked. I liked a lot. My issue with Deadpool 2 was the mistreatment of X-Force was just an absolute throwaway gag, the whole thing of X-Force.
Yeah, it was. And that's just it. Like, I think with that being in Deadpool 2, like, that's what I'm preparing myself to have, is like something like that you're going to have another gag-like thing like that. And that's
you're
fine.
getting Logan again.
Exactly.
After Logan, where you never thought you'd see Logan again. You knew that, like, Logan was the swan song. That was it. And now you're getting an extra encore. I don't want Hugh Jackman further than this movie.
I don't need Hugh Jackman after this movie, right?
Yeah, I don't want to ruin his character and legacy.
No. Like, to me, and that's why, to me, Logan is the end of the Fox Wolverine. Like, that Hugh Jackman's Wolverine is, to me, is dead. What we're getting now is a variant of that Wolverine. It's not going to be the same one. It's going to be something different, and I'm going to enjoy the fuck out of it. But
yeah, exactly.
I'm approaching this as it's not the Wolverine I first saw in the movie in X-Men. Sorry, right? So, and again, this doesn't bother me at all. I'm looking forward to the movie. I'm gonna watch it as soon as I can.
Yeah, absolutely.
I actually don't know when it's coming out. I assume it's coming out this year, right?
It's coming out in July.
Yeah,
it's like July 24th.
And I've also just realized it's called Deadpool and Wolverine and not Deadpool 3.
Yes, I know, and I love it. And
I see that, to me, is also telling that it's got the same characters, same actors, but it may not be a direct sequel to those movies. And what I mean by that, not that it is not a continuation of the story, because I think it will be, but that
it's a continuation of Deadpool's story.
Exactly, but it's also going to be a fresh start.
Yes, it's like a soft MCU.
Reboot. Exactly, exactly. Yeah. So yes, it's a continuation of the story. Right. I think you're going to get this is the one and done for this Wolverine.
I agree.
Of course, I say that, and if Hugh Jackman comes back again as Old Man Logan again, I'm not going to be upset.
I'm not going to say no, but I would prefer, if at all possible, to like make this like his big last hurrah, because
correct.
You don't want to overstay your welcome, you know?
No, and I mean, I think the thing is that if Hugh Jackman comes back again after this, again, not going to be upset. It's like, hey, I found $20 on the floor. Oh, cool. Brilliant. I found $20 on the floor. But if I'd have left that $20, you know, where it was and walked further down the street and found it 50, great. Wonderful. Even better. So I liken that to if this is the end of the Hugh Jackman era, again, great, fantastic. And then we get the, for argument's sake, Daniel Radcliffe era. Wonderful.
Right.
If Hugh Jackman carries on, okay, cool. But I still want to see what's next for Wolverine.
Yeah, I agree.
So, I mean, ultimately, what I'm saying is I'm going to be happy either way, because I love the character. I love seeing him.
Well, you're just easy to please, and you're Canadian, so it's just the way it goes.
Like, and that's just it. Like, so on Tuesday, my wife's going to the movies with her friends to see whatever that she's going to see, and I was looking at what time. Like, you know what? There's a Jason Statham movie. I haven't seen a Jason.
The Beekeeper.
Yeah, it looks so dumb. I'm like, I'm actually gonna go and see this, because
go see it. It's probably gonna be good.
that's kind of my thought. Like, I haven't seen a non-Marvel movie in the theater or a
Dude, go.
Disney movie in the theater in quite a while. I'm like, if I go see this, at the end of the day, it's going to be a dumb
Ooh,
action movie,
man.
which is pretty well what I want. So I will let you know
Yeah,
on
there
our
are
next
so
non-wrestling show
yeah,
what I thought of it.
there are multiple ways I could pivot from your last sentence.
Oh, do
A
it.
non-Marvel movie, I can pivot to the worst movie I've seen in many years is The Marvels. I watched it. I
So,
streamed it on Disney Plus.
okay,
It is
don't tell me about it because I've heard you said it's awful. A friend at work said
garbage.
it's one of the best movies there is. I'm like,
No,
how?
that friend loses all credibility. He should not even view movies.
So here and that's just it. Like, not
Alex,
no.
this
So here,
movie was so bad. I got through an hour and 35 minutes of it, and it's like an hour and 50 minutes. And I said,
Jesus.
life is too goddamn short. Let me skip to the end credits because I truly don't give a shit how bad this is. And I skipped to the end credits and saw the end credits and what the bridge was to the next thing. It was so awful. I mean, I talked to a buddy who adores the MCU and like everything in it. He's like, he always gives a rousing response. And he's like, that movie was utter shit. He's like, what did I watch? He's like, was there a villain? Was there even like a peril? I'm like, no. It was
Yeah.
like
It and that's the
just
thing.
so
So
bad.
the amusing thing is that you and you and my friend,
Mhm.
when you tell me about things to watch, you're usually both pretty spot on with things that I'll like. So I'm really curious which one of you is going to be more
Go
closely
ahead,
aligned.
enjoy it. Tell me what
Like,
you think, but
and the thing is, if I like, I'm going to go into it looking to enjoy it, and I think like we all do
oh,
that, right? We all
you're
go
gonna be
into
very
movies
disappointed.
hoping to enjoy it.
Yeah,
If I don't like it, I'm not going to be upset, but
you're not gonna like.
it's fine. The thing is, I'm a huge fan of Iman Vellani's Ms. Marvel.
I
So
like her too, but it wasn't enough.
I'm gonna say as long as I get enough of her in the movie, that's gonna add some weight to. Anyway,
But
uh,
anyway, so there's
yeah,
that, and
we'll
then the
circle
other
back on that.
word you said was fantastic.
Mm,
And on Valentine's Day,
Pedro
wait,
Pascal.
I'm so excited for this.
I can't.
This,
I I have seen quite a few people upset that Pedro Pascal is cast as Reed
well,
Richards,
it's a
and
period piece, so everyone's bullshit. They're mad it's taking place in the '60s,
why is
and
that a bad thing?
I think it's fantastic. To pardon
It's
my pun, but
I didn't even notice that. Yeah,
no,
I
it's when it should take place for them. They're
I
Marvel's first
agree.
family. It's the quantum age. And it
I agree.
wasn't there a line in Multiverse of Madness where somebody said to Reed Richards, well, you guys, aren't you from like the 60s or something? Like one of
Mm,
the lines I thought Strange said was when he met up with the Illuminati, was he's like, wait, weren't you like
I'll have
relevant
to
in the 60s?
yeah, I'll
And it was
have to rewatch it
fantastic.
because I don't remember, but I don't.
Oh,
I'm
I'm rewatching
Which is
Illumina.
right.
I'm rewatching Multiverse of Madness because I feel so
Yeah.
bad giving that movie such horrible marks that after Marvels, I want to go watch it again to
So
apologize.
I actually think Multiverse of Madness, the how do I say this? The reason it got shat on so badly is because of the name,
Mm-hmm.
because we just had Spider-Man
No Way Home.
No Way Home. I always get the names wrong. We just had No Way Home,
Mm-hmm.
and we were getting Loki at the same time.
We were just expecting so much
We were,
from that
so
movie.
because it was called Multiverse of
Yeah,
Madness, we were
yeah.
like you and I were talking about all the possible cameos that we were
No, we
going
were
to see,
expecting
and
the
then
X-Men. We were expecting
and
Galactus. We were expecting everything.
right, and then we said, could you imagine if the only cameos that there are the ones that they've revealed
Yeah.
in the trailer? I'm like, they wouldn't do that. You don't pull a Batman v Superman and blow your load in a trailer if you know
Oh,
what
but they
you're doing.
did.
Know what they did. So again, this goes back to my I really should stop watching trailers position.
Yeah, no, I
But
agree. That you got burnt by Doomsday and you got burnt by Patrick
yeah,
Stewart.
and I think that's the thing is that had it been called Doctor Strange 2
Yeah,
something not
the
multiverse.
Eye of Agamotto or something.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, Doctor
exactly.
Strange 2, Eye of Agamotto. Like you
Yeah,
said, at that point, you're not then building your mind up,
right.
pun intended. You're not building it
Yeah,
up in
there's
your
a lot of
mind,
those tonight.
right? Um, God, I've got to get this thought out before I forget it. But so you're not building up in your mind so that it's going to have, like we did, all of these
Right.
cameos, reveals,
Agreed.
setups for the next thing. No, we got a badass Wanda fight scene, which is great.
Yeah.
We got Captain Carter in the
Yeah,
flesh,
which was amazing.
which was amazing. We got so many cool things,
Yeah,
but we're waiting for so much more. We
exactly.
realistically we were waiting for Wolverine, right?
We were waiting for Wolverine. We were waiting
We,
for Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield to pop in through a little
we
bit.
we had all of these things like, oh, but it could be anything. Like you,
Fantastic Four. We were waiting for.
yeah, and I mean, we said like all it has to be is Spider-Man swinging by in the background and we'll lose our shit. Well, that didn't happen,
Right.
and instead what you got was a good movie, but it didn't live
Yeah.
up to the expectations that people had set for it because of what came for. I think if you got the Marvels after Spider-Man No
Oh,
Way Home,
oh, God.
and then you had Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, I think
Hmm.
that movie would be much better received and it would have been much more enjoyed.
It could be the point. It could definitely be the point. I'm going to be very, very curious on your journey to watch the Marvels now. You better keep me
Oh
posted on.
yeah, I'll try and I'll because we got a holiday. It's funny, we got a stat holiday on Monday, which
Yeah.
isn't. I know you've got President's Day. It's
Yeah.
not that here. It just happens to be on the same day, which is
That's interesting.
it's funny. It doesn't always fall this way. So
Right.
um, it's like some certain number of Mondays in the month or whatever.
So as far as
But
the Fantastic Four goes, though, I am
oh fuck yeah.
so freaking happy because I like the casting.
Hmm.
I like Pedro Pascal. I think he's got the acting chops. He can do
Oh
funny. He can do serious. I think the girl Vanessa Kirby looks just like I would picture Sue Storm. The only other person that would be a better looking Sue Storm to me would be January Jones from what was it, X-Men First Class, who played Emma Frost. Other than
mm,
that, this is Sue Storm. It's not Jessica Alba, which I thought was a terrible Sue Storm, and we're not getting Michael Chiklis as the Thing, but we're getting this guy from a show that I've been watching religiously lately called The Bear, and he plays like the just a jerk off cousin in it. He's
yeah.
a tall dude, and he's like a gruff New Yorker, Chicagoan kind of guy. And yeah, he looks like he's going to be perfect for Ben
Mm,
Grimm with attitude. And I'm just excited for it. I'm so
yeah.
excited for it. I like the idea of it being in the 60s, which means it doesn't have to be the 60s in the MCU.
I
So it
think
doesn't
no.
negate Tony Stark.
Exactly. And I think what's so cool is that because they've opened up the multiverse of
Mm-hmm.
the
Of
multiverse.
madness. I
Yeah,
thought you
that's
were
what I
about
was
to say
going with.
it.
I was going for that, and then I thought I better not say that again. It doesn't matter now. But because they've opened that up,
Mm-hmm.
we're at the point now where it doesn't like the Fantastic Four don't have to appear in MCU modern day. They can appear in the past, and then can
Get pulled in.
get pulled in. Yeah, exactly. Like they can very easily be heroes from the 60s in a modern day cynical 2030 for
Well,
the
that's what I think it should be is they're heroes from the 60s from a different timeline that
Mhm.
get plucked into our timeline all of a sudden when everything converges. And it's like, how do they deal with going from the innocent, retro 60s to the chaotic world of what we've got today? And I think that
Exactly.
gives you
Yeah.
so much. Fantastic Four works when it's just a family.
Yeah.
It's a
Like
family with fantastic powers. That's all that
you
matters.
yeah, you don't need to have a villain. Like
No,
I actually think the
the
first
mole man.
Fantastic Four movie with uh Michael Chiklis is the Thing, that one actually would have worked so much better had Doctor Doom not been in it.
I know. He just dragged it down. He really did.
Yeah, and nothing that the actor did. The actor was serviceable. It was very
He
good.
was okay. He was okay.
But it was the script itself was
Yeah.
the conflict was better in that movie because of the
Ben.
Ben and Reed. Sorry,
Yeah.
my
Exactly.
mind was failing at that point. But yeah,
It's okay.
the conflict in the movie was better because of the familial dynamic. Like you could have had
Right.
any villain at the end. It didn't have to. I think the way they did
Exact.
Doom was shit, but it could have been anything at the end that could have been. Oh hey, all of a sudden they're here. It could have been oh hey, there's some random bomb about to go off.
Yeah. I mean, my thinking is do the mole, man. Just go
Yeah.
back. If you're gonna
Oh,
go,
if you're
go
gonna do it,
retro
you're
with
gonna do
Kirby.
it. Go full retro, right?
Yeah.
Like do
Please do.
everything like that. Yeah. Sorry,
Now,
my
the
cat.
final thing we'll say before we sound off, because I know we both got to go. Um, X-Men '97 trailer came out, and that's coming up in a
Oh,
couple weeks. I thought
so
it
I
looked
was
great, except for
oh it
Wolverine's voice.
right, right. Like I don't know what it is.
Is
Like
it him?
it's not the same dude. I think
Oh
the
man,
original
yeah. I don't.
voice was Steve Blum.
Steve Blum. Okay.
I think. Yeah, hi
I
Sven.
thought it was like Cam Clark or something for some weird reason.
You could be right.
I just don't dig the new voice. Cyclops sounds exactly the same.
I would have put money on the fact that it was the same dude. I
Yep.
would have put money on the fact it was the exact same person for every single one.
Magneto sounds exactly the same.
Yeah, they all do really.
Yeah. Oh,
All
the
of them.
heat claws though. That scene when he heats up his claws running into battle. I'm like, oh, shit.
Yes,
That's so sick. Now that makes
so
that
good.
Marvel Legend so much more desirable.
Right? It wasn't Steve Blum. I think you're right. I think it was Cam Clark.
I
Why
think
did I
it's
think
Cam
it was
Clark.
Steve Blum? I think no, Steve Blum did Wolverine in the X-Men.
Yeah, he did it in the
Okay.
X-Men Wolverine X-Men. Here's the thing: whoever is doing it sounds like they're doing an impression of the original actor,
Yes.
and not well.
No, like I would rather them do their own thing.
Yeah, brand new.
Yeah, exactly. Um, so Cam Clark apparently did. I'm just looking him up. Leonardo, Rocksteady, a whole bunch
Okay,
of
so
different people on
did he do
on that.
Wolverine?
He did. He was in Gargoyles. I don't see him in X-Men the
Who the
animated
hell did
series.
Wolverine? Let's look up Wolverine before we sound off.
Yeah. All right. So now that we clearly know our voice actor, from the past,
Yep.
apparently is Cal Dodd as Wolverine. There's no
Cal
way
Dodd. That's who it was. Yes.
because you said Cam Clark, huh?
Yeah, I got confused. It's Cal Dodd. Okay, that makes more sense.
I mean, he's obviously older.
Yeah, but he embodies
Yeah,
Wolverine. Like he always
yeah.
has the
No.
claws everywhere.
So here's the thing. He was Wolverine from '92 to '97,
Yeah.
and same in the video games, which
Yeah.
makes sense as to why you hear it.
Total
Like, and I
sense.
say the video games like the beat 'em ups from '94 to
Yeah, because the
2000.
growls, you hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's Wolverine again in X-Men '97. So it's the same dude.
Wow.
So the people like me who are upset that Wolverine's voice isn't the same, it is.
Interesting.
Dude's just older. Like
Interesting, because it doesn't even sound like him.
now, in our defense, you didn't hear him for long, so maybe what we
True.
heard was an angry version, or you know what I mean, like
Yeah.
a different emotional tone. I don't know, but that voice, maybe the editing is ever so slightly different.
Who knows?
I don't
Yeah.
know, but it is the same dude. It just doesn't sound like him in the clip that we get.
Regardless, it doesn't hamper my enjoyment or my
Oh no,
excitement for the
I
cartoon.
cannot wait. Like I'm at the point like, do I rewatch the entire X-Men
That's what I'm doing now.
or do I just say fuck it, we're going in blind?
No, that's what I'm doing now. I'm rewatching it right now. I'm at Senator Trask with the Sentinels,
I see. That's where I think that's where I'm at too.
which is like the end of season
Yeah.
1, where Mystique is going to Washington D.C. That's where I'm at.
So okay, here's a thought, and listeners, let us know if this is something that you're interested in, because we seem to be delving into being a sports entertainment wrestling whatever show a bit more lately.
Yeah.
What if we I mean, and realistically, I don't actually expect anyone to tell us because I feel like people just enjoy listening to us banter back and forth. So what if we do, and this could easily be another one of Alex and Joe's ideas, it doesn't come back again. Like, how many times do we have, like, we had a Masters of the Universe segment.
Yeah, the He-Man one that never went anywhere. But I think we can do this one.
Right. I hope we can do this one.
All right. I don't want to start back at Night of the Sentinels again, though.
No, we're just gonna do it from wherever we're watching it. Like, we'll start with season 2. Whatever.
Start season 2, episode 1.
Yeah, okay. I'm fine with that. And I mean, realistically, even if we do like we'll do it every so often, so it's not going to be weekly, because we're still going to be doing the other stuff that we want to talk about.
And they're short too. It's not hard to watch.
Exactly.
Like 3 or 4 in a row.
Well, and that's just it. Like, you can easily watch a couple episodes a week easily. So if we end up watching 10 episodes in a week, we'll just do exactly. All right.
Yep.
We'll think of a catchy name. We'll come up with some kind of theme tune, and then we'll promptly not use it and just do it randomly as we think of it.
That sounds good, but yeah, I like that idea a lot, because I like watch-alongs and things like that. I'm totally down for that, and I'll just make quick grade marks when I'm watching the episode.
Yeah, same.
Like, this is an A, a B, a C, or whatever.
Yeah. So we'll go A through F, with C being the average.
Yeah, exactly. And then we'll just do,
is C the average, or is D the average, or is there? I guess C would be above average.
The average.
C would be a B, C, D, E, F.
Well, C minus would be the average.
Yeah, I was going to say, because there's 6. So the above average would be C, and below average would be D. So it would be like, anyway, we're already too into it.
But this is what happens. We second guess everything to shit.
Everything. So anyway, more to come on that, I'm sure.
Yep.
As we figure our watching habits out. This is fun. I love talking about wrestling, but I enjoyed something different, and I'm hoping
we needed something different. We needed a palate cleanser, and don't worry, wrestling will be back. I mean, we are on the road to WrestleMania. It's back, but we need to remember our other duties and loves and responsibilities.
Well, that's just it. And realistically, we were a nerd-based. I don't even want to say it that way. We were a comic sphere-based show initially, and I think sometimes we as we always do, tangent so far away from that. Do you remember the episode we talked about hockey for most of it?
Oh my god.
It was during the playoffs, and I think the Bruins were beating a Senators or something. Most of the episode was and I don't know why we released it for some reason, but
God, I know. God bless any of you souls who have been around with us for this long journey, and some of those episodes that are just tragic.
So, folks, Joe doesn't know how many episodes we've done.
Somewhere around 275, I'd say.
So those Two Geeks is numbered at 255. This will be 256.
Okay, yeah.
However, we did about 30 episodes of Gotham Weekly over the course of like a year and a half, so it was far from weekly. Which would put us so we'll say about 30 episodes, which puts us at about 286. And then
we always say this: we're going to do something special for 300. I promise. Just let's get it right this time.
We're not, though, are we? We said we were going to go on video for 200, and we never fucking did.
Oh my god, that was 70-something episodes ago.
So, I actually think we've recorded over 300 episodes together.
Probably, which is amazing.
Like over 300 episodes of this show has been done across both iterations of it. Because there's been quite a few special episodes as well, like your Comic-Con stuff.
Yeah, and put it this way, no one's canceled us.
Right?
Brett hasn't canceled us.
Brett hasn't told us that no one listens, so we appreciate you for listening to us. I've actually come across a few people that do listen to us. And
I know some too.
There's a guy who I just got an email from today that apparently I missed the other email. So Frank, I apologize. I will get back to you as soon as I remember
Frank.
to.
I passed this on to Alex.
Yeah, the shitty thing is, and it's totally my fault. I forget to check our show email
I
because
know.
I only have it on my phone and notifications don't show up for it. So
Right.
any of you who do email us and there's a delay, it is entirely my fault.
Yes, it is entirely his fault.
It is. If you want to reach out to us and get an actual response, Joe on Twitter is more responsive than me on Twitter,
Yes.
X or whatever it is.
Yeah, X, Elon Musk's platform, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. So apparently I have a hungry animal. So
Yeah, and I think that's the ding bell time to
it is. Yeah,
wrap it up.
that's all right. So folks, we appreciate you hanging out with us for the last change time, however long it's been, 30 some minutes.
Mhm.
We will be back next week, probably with a elimination chamber
We'll
thing.
see what
So
happens.
we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll buck trend and we'll be too excited about X-Men. Who knows?
Oh God, yeah, maybe.
It's unlikely though, wouldn't it? All right. You know where to find us. It is in the show notes. Apparently I am useless to reach either in email or Twitter, but do you bet message Joe. He tends to be more responsive at
Reach
times.
out to me. I'll reach back to him.
Yeah, I'd say I'm more active on Threads, but I'm not.
No,
Like
I never even touched Threads, so yeah.
yeah, like it's I need to start using something again.
Yeah, we all do.
Hey, thanks for watching the previous video from Graphic Policy Television. Just by watching, you help support our site. Thank you so much. Now, if you're watching these videos, you probably care about geeky things like movies, television, comic books, toys, games, video games, you name it. You can go and subscribe right now to our YouTube channel to stay in touch and catch all the new videos, or check out our website at graphicpolicy.com. There's a nice link on this end of the video. But as always, thank you for watching. Keep on rocking and keep it geeky.